Hi guys, I know it's been 7 months since my last video, and this video was actually recorded 7 months ago, but we're here now. And I know y'all finna be like, ain't nobody trying to watch no video 7 months later, but is it that you're gonna continue watching or you're gonna click out? It's really not that deep. So if you do, I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, I love y'all.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Things feel like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a 10. Like Jazzy, Stacy, all of the Barbies is pretty. All of the bodies is bad. Girls, and we can play tag. Red, bitties spank me when I get bad. I'm in LA, Rodeo Drive. I'm in New York, Madison Ave. I'm a Barbie girl. Pink Barbie dream house. The way Ken be killing shit, got me yelling out like the scream.
Hi guys, and welcome back to part 2 of me talking about my wedding and my experience. Y'all really ate me up. Like I really didn't think I didn't think at all, but I really thought it would have been a fun, cool little video, because as y'all said, nobody even remember this show, so I just wanted to react to it and see what it was hitting on. Y'all had y'all opinions about it, but let's get into what y'all really want to know. We're gonna really talk about my experience from start to finish. Okay, so how I got involved in this whole debacle. I got sent the poster, and I was basically saying that I don't think I want to do it right now. I told the person I don't want to do it right now, and then later, like a couple days later, I got a text, and the person was asking me if I want to do it. I said the same thing. I don't think it's time for me to do this. I'm interested in doing it, but it's not something that I want to do right now. I ended up getting a call, and the person on the phone asked the same thing again. Well, I basically said the same thing, what I've been saying. I don't think it's time for me to do this. I mean, yes, I'm interested, but I don't want to do it right now. And then they were basically telling me this might be my only year to do the show, because in the next few shows they want to do something different and maybe have like a Queens of Queens type of show. So then I was just like, okay. And then the lady asked me to think about it, and then I was just like, all right, I'll think about it. And my thing is, like, I didn't want this to be a lost opportunity. Like, if I potentially wouldn't have the chance to go into the show for the next couple of years, and then the next couple of years I'm too old to even do the show, like, it would have been a missed opportunity. So that was literally my thought process. I didn't want it to be like a what if type of moment. I didn't take it, you know. Looking back now, I was really dumb to believe that shit, because that don't even make sense. Like, what a idiot. Like, yo, I was so dumb and naive to believe that shit for real. Like, after I eventually agreed to it, after I done asked everybody if I should do it. And like, this thing is, like, I asked everybody, and then I asked my mother, and she was just like, don't do it. Like she literally was the only person telling me not to do it, and she was right. So then I ended up talking to my chaperone, which they already had a chaperone for me. And then we had orientation, met all the girls who was going in. Leading up to orientation now, I still didn't know about the other shows. I had no idea we had to do regional shows. I thought that it was a one and done type thing. But then when I got the contract, then that's when I realized, yo, like, you gotta do another show after this. So it's like, I was just confused. Like, I was just really in my head, like, should I do this? Like, should I put myself through this for real? But ended up signing the contract, and yeah, I met my chaperone. We're going through the motions, going through practice. I think the most challenging part for me was gaining weight and then learning to walk in heels. Like, I feel like I went through like 3 different pair of heels just trying to find the right one that I could walk in such short amount of time. Like, it was kind of hectic, but not only that, but going through my routines, learning my routine, and then having to create somewhat of a persona on stage and bring out that personality. And I think that was really hard for me, because like, I'm really introverted in real life. Like, I be in my own world, doing my own thing, like, just to myself. So having to bring all that on stage, knowing that I've never done this before, I think like, yeah, that's the most challenging thing. But I think I really enjoyed the experience. Like those 2 months were literally like the best part of my brain. Like the 2 months I had learning to like do this, practicing, those were the only 2 months that was actually like interesting to me, where I actually had fun and it wasn't overwhelming. So then I won the show. Oh, carnival's over. Like literally after carnival, you on such a high, being naive as hell, thinking that you're gonna have, like I was naive as hell, thinking that I was gonna have the most amazing year, yeah, getting back to work and preparing for these other shows. I was super hyped, ready to do this, like, but then slowly I felt like the enthusiasm I had like at the beginning of the year, like it slowly started to like deplete, like fade out. It was truly disappointing. Imagine like being a little girl wanting this, wanting to experience this and all that it could be, and for it to not even live up to a fraction of everything you thought it could be. I mean, it was gut-wrenching, like winning something on that caliber and for it to mean nothing, for it to not matter. I mean, it's like total silence now. I haven't heard anything for months and months, and in my head I'm like, well, maybe me doing the other shows, like maybe I get it. Like maybe me doing the other shows, you don't need 1 foot in, might as well you just go to and do this. I was like, maybe I would have enough time to prepare now, because it's literally what, 5-6 months later, so maybe I would have enough time to prepare and I would have a whole organization behind me. Why was I wrong? Like, because like in my head I'm thinking, if I'm your representative, you would want your representative to be well prepared, and you would want them to make sure that they go out and do that the best that they possibly can. Like I would think that you would care enough to want to make sure everything was done how it's supposed to be. So after the months done pass, I'm literally, I have 2 months, I think it was about 2 months before I had to leave. Yeah, it's around 2 months. So after all the silence, I finally heard back. Had 2 months to prepare for this show, and like I knew in a way. In my head I'm like, you're not even prepared for this. Like I knew that I wasn't prepared for this, but I got thrown into the deep end. It was either sink or swim, and it's safe to say that I sank and drowned. Like badly. Going back to learning how to walk and stuff like that. And then I remember, like just before I went to that other show, I remember I literally had a meeting with this lady from the committee, because I constantly kept saying how disappointed I was with how my wedding was going, and that I needed help with certain things, especially interview. I really needed the help, and I didn't have it. I really didn't have it. So I literally bombed, and we sat down, talked about certain things, trying to make certain changes to certain things, saying that you will make certain changes to certain things, and then nothing happens. It just felt like as though I didn't have the support that I needed from the organization that I'm representing, you know. I think that wasn't like the most hurtful thing, the hurtful part about this whole entire thing. Like, and I think that goes to show, like, the minute that, like, if you ain't really somebody, you ain't really matter, and that's just what it was. Leading up to JC's now, so we're gonna talk about my JC's performance. I'm traveling with this lady to the regional show, and everything was smooth, everything was good. I think for me, the experience, it was a lot packed in one week. Every day it was something, and I feel like it was just not my thing. I was definitely out of my comfort zone, which I didn't mind, but I was really uncomfortable like almost the whole trip, because one in the back of my head I'm like, Shafia, you know you ain't even nowhere close ready for this, but you here and you just gotta try, you know. When we landed, we met the girls. Well, I met a few of the girls. everybody was welcoming each other. So I think the first we had a dinner and then we had orientation. So I was getting to know the girls, trying to make friends, talking to everybody. The experience was cool, but I just think that it was just a lot packed. Like it felt like I wasn't doing a job. Like it felt like a really tough job. I remember I was at this event. I think it was when we were supposed to pick the number order, and I realized I got a message, and I'm looking at my phone, and the message said, this lady haven't spoken to me, haven't said anything to me. I get a message and she's like, try not to wear your glasses too much. If anything, wear contacts. You're spoiling your beauty, or something like that. And I'm like I was so confused, because literally that's what you said to me. That's all you got to say. No, how you doing? No, if you're good. No, how you feeling? Like I would think, like, does it take that much to act like you care? Like, am I tripping? Like it really don't take that much to act like you care. And this lady, like, that's all I got from them. Traditional. We had a bunch of events. It was a lot. It had a bunch of events, a few press release things. It was some fun stuff that we did. They had a little boat ride. It wasn't my cup of tea. What else they did? We had this kind of challenge thing where we got to go into a store, and like we got a budget and we had to like pick up things in the store, like pick up whatever we wanted from in the store. Like that was really fun. We did carnival. We was on this kind of red carpet float kind of thing. Like that was fun too. It was just a lot. We did a lot. We had interviews and stuff like that. So it was a lot. We definitely did a lot in that short amount of time. But now leading up to the show, the day before the show, we had practice in the night, and I think we left practice maybe 1-2 in the morning, and then in the morning of the show, the day of the show, we had to go back practice again. And I ended up leaving early for practice because I had to go get my hair done. So after I got my hair done, so I'm with this lady, and then there was like, the energy was really weird. The energy was definitely off at the salon. Like we really late. Everybody is already back at the venue at this point. So we had to leave the salon. I had to leave the salon early. My hair still wet, fresh out the chair, hair still wet. We just had to go because we were literally really late. So we're going back to the hotel now, and we're rushing. Like we're literally rushing to get our stuff together, because I mean I had to iron me interview outfit, because as I said, we left the night before in the morning, so like ain't nobody had no time to iron nothing for real. So we had to iron me clothes and then pack up this suitcase. Well, everything was basically packed, but like just make sure we have everything and what's that. So then the lady I was with tried to get transportation for us to go back to the venue, because as I said, the bus already left, everybody was already at the venue. So we were really behind. So like the energy was really weird. Like it was really uncomfortable. And so we already left. We 10, 15, 20 minutes away going to the venue. So then she was like, do you have your interview dress? And I'm like, what you mean if I have my interview dress? I think I was walking with my costume. So Wally was like, I thought you had it. And then from that, like from me saying that, it went from like a 5. The energy went from a 5 to like almost a 10. Like you could have felt like she was pissed. Like she was so mad. And so, cause I'm like, I just get my intro. I literally a few hours ago I just get my intro. I here trying to learn my intro, trying to memorize my intro, and you asking me about if I have a dress. Like I don't got so much pressure on me. Like at this point, like I literally got bird brains. Like I ain't focused on whether or not I got my dress. I thought that's you thing. Like, you're supposed to make sure you got everything. I supposed to just be here trying to, yeah. So after that, we literally had to go back for the dress, and she was upset, and it was just a whole lot of things going on. So then no, we reached to the venue. I had to share a tent with Miss Dominica. Yeah, I had to share a tent with Miss Dominica, and I didn't mind because like she was really cool. She was really nice, super happy person, like overly happy person. But I didn't mind it. Now we getting ready for the intro. This is where we had to wear the costume and what's not. So I was getting my makeup done, and the makeup it was cool. So I was getting my makeup done at this time, and the lady was there and with this Antiguan designer, and so they're trying to get my costume to fit on me properly because my costume was really really big, and this is the one I got from Trinidad, so it was really big, and I don't even want to insert a picture because like it was just not it. So like my costume was really big, so they're trying to like straight in a way that so that it could like, you know, trying to tighten away, trying to strap up my back piece and what's not. So at this point I'm in full panic mode. I literally still here trying to make sure I got my intro down pack, and I'm like, girl, if you like, I psych myself out at this point because I'm like, so much happening around me, and like everything was just a lot at this point. So I'm like trying to like calm myself down and trying to like breathe and what's that. I went full into panic mode. Eyes done full up of water, like I already hyperventilating, and I'm just like, oh shit, like don't do this, not now, please, like don't have this under control, like don't do this right now. I don't want to do this right now. So then I ended up in the ambulance trying to regulate my breathing and oxygen, and so it's time for me to go up. No, we on the stage, so it's my time to go up to the mic, and I think I said immerse yourself, and my mind just went blank. Like it was just full blown earhead mode, like, and that's the thing, like when you're going to these shows, like you really mostly rely on my muscle memory, like knowing things over and over and over again. Like it literally helps with remembering what you need to say. And I think that for me, because I just got my intro, I was already under a lot of pressure, and then backstage was really hectic. It was just a hot mess, and so I was just like, you bitches was constantly online talking about she wear that costume 3 times and still don't know what it's about. Bitch, of course I don't know what it's about. Imagine getting your description for your costume you did not you're supposed to perform. Bitch, anybody will be flustered and don't know what to say, bitch. Especially when my anxiety was already like knock hello, like before we end, like I literally just I don't even know what happened. I don't know what I said. I don't think I even said my name. I don't even think I said anything. And I was just like, from there, after we gone backstage, I'm back in the ambulance, and I'm just like like I literally was just there hyperventilating for the rest of the time, and I was just like, oh, look how I mess up, I done. Mind you, this ain't even 4 points. I don't even know how I was tripping about, but like I'm such a perfectionist, and it was just like to just know that you don't mess up. Like your biggest thing was embarrassing yourself, and girl, that is what you did. The thing you didn't want to do, baby, you did that times 10. So I'm just like, yo, I don't even know what to do. I don't know, like I was crying, I was over it. Like at this point I'm ready to go. But then we had an interview now. The big dog, the big bad wolf interview. So now I'm preparing for interview. It's my time to go up on the stage, you know. I'm on the stage. I'm looking in the bowl, because we had the bowl of questions idea. So I'm looking in the bowl, and they had like everybody had to come up with their questions. So they chose to put the country flag on the back of each question, so you knew the person you was getting the question from. So I think it was Antigua question. I think it was Antigua flag, and then I think it was maybe Saint Lucia. It was a blue flag. it was St. Lucia. I think it was St. Lucia. In my head, like, it happened so fast. In my head, I'm like, Shafia, don't even sacrifice yourself at this point. Like, I've been around this girl for a few days now. I understand how she speaks. Like, I understand how, if she had to choose a question, I understand how the question was gonna go. So I'm like, Shafia, don't even sacrifice yourself. Don't you dare. Like, don't touch the flag. Like, don't touch the flag. Don't do it. And it's just like, my hand just had a mind of its own at this point. My hand in the bowl. And I just like, Shafia, do not sacrifice yourself as tribute. Not today. I went in, checking up the paper. Lo and behold, I took up Miss Antigua question. And from there, shit just went down. After the question was read out loud, I literally went blank. I had no idea what the question was. I had no idea what it was even pertaining to. I didn't hear the question. I literally had no idea what I was saying. Like, I was just talking. I was just trying to say something and not just stand on the stage looking dumb. But then, you know, it was just like it wasn't really nothing. I couldn't save myself because at this point, I don't know what I didn't hear. Like, my ears just locked off. Like, they switched off. Going backstage, you know, again, I'm behind there. This literally was such traumatizing because, you know, interview carried the most points. So I'm going backstage now, you know. And before that, me chaperone called and she was like, just try to place. I'm like, place? I mean, we know interview carried the most points. Like, ain't no coming back from me at this point. Like, I done with it. It's just time to pack it up and go home at this point. Because, like, you done. Like, you really done. So I really didn't know what I was going to do if my mother wasn't there. Like, she was literally the only person there helping me to do everything. Literally the only person there helping me. I'm back in the ambulance now. I can't breathe. Like, my anxiety went from a 5 to like a 20. Like, I couldn't breathe at all. I really wanted to give up. I didn't want to go back on stage anymore. I think that not only did I do terribly, not only did I crash and burn, but like, it was getting bad for me. I was literally shaking. I really felt like I was getting sick, really shivering. So now I'm trying to get it together, trying to like pull myself together for this next segment. I still can't breathe. I'm on oxygen, trying to get me breathing to regulate. And so now I'm going back on stage to do, I think Simria was next. I literally went on stage with wet hair. Like, my head was soaked. It was wet as hell. And then after that, I had no makeup. I had no hairstylist. I had no makeup artist. I was literally behind there by myself. But anyways, I literally was just going through the motions, coming off stage, having a full-blown anxiety attack, back in the ambulance. I mean, I think I did really bad. I think I really did terribly in Simria. Like, I can't even watch these videos, like, to how traumatizing they are. So I felt so alone at this point. Like, I really don't know what I would have done if my mother wasn't there, to be honest. Into talent, this is real shit. It was just over with from there. Like, talent, I remember going on the stage, like, my body already drained. Like, a week, I barely could stand up straight. I just had to fake it as well as I could. Like, I feel terrible. And then mixing, knowing what people won't say, you could imagine what people saying online. Like, that's, like, I really did psych myself out. Like, I really slowly start to slip away from myself and, like, not even recognize who I was at this point. Because it's just like, you could even imagine the things people saying about you, from how you look like a wet dog to like you can't even answer a question to you looking a mess on stage. Like, it was bad. Going to my talent, you could literally hear that I can't breathe properly. I already had a condition I was dealing with. My chest was just like really tight, like really tight. And so I struggled to get to this. I didn't sound like that in St. Kitts, so I didn't even know this shit was online. But when I look back and watch it, it was just like, yo, you sound a hot mess. Like, you really sound bad. Like, you sound bad, you looked bad, like, you. But so I'm going through my talent now, and I reached the end of my talent, trying to hold it together, and like they kept, I don't know who told them I was sick, I don't know who told them I had a illness or whatever. I couldn't breathe. That's just what it was. I couldn't breathe, and I was having an anxiety attack the whole night, like over exerting myself, and like I already can't do much, and I'm trying to do as much as I can, and then I hear pop. My shoulder just popped out the socket. I literally they're trying to like hold my shoulder in place, because I don't even know if people are like, oh my, I don't even know if people could, like, people really didn't care, because y'all were mean as hell. But like, I literally they're holding my shoulder, trying to like, out in my head I'm like, what do I do in this situation? Do I walk off stage, or do I stay and finish saying what I'm saying? And I literally had to just suck up that pain.
You could really tell I was truly traumatized, because my leg on my shoulder not once saw this entire video.
I literally just had to suck up that pain and just finish. I wanted to be done so bad. I just wanted it to be done. Like, I couldn't go through it no more. So like the pain, and even when I was finished and I'm there trying to breathe hard, because I already can't breathe, and then like me shoulder pop out like on the stage, but like this happened in front of a whole bunch of people. Like me embarrass myself enough, like I don't understand, like. So then I hold my shoulder, and at this point I want to break down and ball, because like I can't move my hand. And I'm backstage, I did screaming to my mother, "Mommy, bring me brace, like bring me brace." I couldn't even make it back to my tent. The ambulance had to come to me, and then there was trying to pop my shoulder back in place. No, I'm like, don't touch me. Like, I trying to tell them, like, don't touch me, like, don't do it. I could do it myself. I really don't like to be touched. I like to just pop it back in myself whenever I could. So after I got it back in, I put on my brace, and I just went back to my tent. I went back to the emergency room, because I had to go back on oxygen, because like the anxiety attacks were just so bad and so constant that it was hard to really breathe. Like, it was really hard to breathe. I'm back in the tent, and this lady, the lady who I was with, like, she really was just there. Like, she didn't, I think, like, she didn't know what to do at this point. Like, I guess she was frustrated and overwhelmed and however she felt, and it was just like, yo, like, you ain't the one having to deal with any of this. I don't understand why you just deal. Like, why you just deal? Like, why you ain't doing nothing? Like, didn't even know what to do with myself. Like, I was just ready to pack it up and go at this point. And then I had no hairstylist, I had no makeup artist, so I literally did. I think somebody, they went go find a makeup artist from one of the girls. I don't know who it was. They're bringing somebody else makeup artist to try and like touch up my face, because I crying the whole night. I in tears, like not the whole night, but like I crying at this point, because like the pain I was in, it was just amplified. And so now I'm using Mr. Monica hairstylist, and so he put me hair up in a bun. I trying to get dressed for evening wear. Ended up going back on stage, going through the routine. I could, like, it hurt to just even smile. Like, I couldn't even smile. Like, it literally was, it was a nightmare. Like, that night was truly traumatic for me. And after, okay, so I went to that, we got the winner. I mean, it wasn't a surprise to me. I mean, I didn't go there. I already know what would have happened. The minute I messed up, like, it was over with. I just was going downhill and crashing and burning. The lady packing up with stuff ended up leaving a bunch of my stuff there. We got back to the hotel. This lady ain't speaking to me. She hasn't said anything. She really didn't say anything to me. I really didn't say much to her. I literally stayed outside like almost the whole night after the show. Like I was literally crying outside after the show, because I was just like, damn, like this happened. Like I just couldn't believe, like I couldn't believe, like I just couldn't believe, like I'm really going through this shit. So then no, I literally stayed outside the entire night because like the energy, like I was uncomfortable so bad. Like I was truly uncomfortable because I didn't know what I did to this lady. You ain't the one getting bashed. Even you're not the one that even had to go on stage and go through all of that. So why you have an attitude with me? Like why you treat, like why is this like this? I guess she felt how she felt. I'm gonna just leave it like that. I was told to apologize to her. I don't even know what I was apologizing for. But my thing is, I never blamed anybody for how my night went. I wasn't prepared, and that's just what it was. I literally had to fake like I had everything together and move like I know what I was doing. In truth, in fact, like I hadn't, like I didn't have a chance. Like I really didn't have a chance. That's just the truth. She left early morning, so like I'm messaging this lady and I'm like, I apologize if you felt some type of way. I understand that you was frustrated and you really didn't know what you was doing and whatever. And then she was like, oh, you did great. And I'm like, baby, were you at the same show? Were you watching the same show? What you mean? Like, what you mean I did great? Like, I was so confused. But okay, if you're gonna lie, I'll be cute. So she was just like, you did great, I'm proud of you. Yeah, you saying everything cool. Are you saying everything good? When you don't know, I literally ain't said nothing. Like I only did that because I didn't want to. Like I had to stay in the same place with this lady, and I just didn't want. I don't like to be around weird energy and weird vibes, and I think that I apologized. I cleared the air. I made sure she knew that I didn't blame her for anything, because like you were in a chaperone, you don't know, you just was out your depths here. Like that's just what it was. You was just out your depths. I didn't blame you for anything. I literally understood that you was frustrated. Anybody could have seen that you was frustrated. You literally was just a statue. So I wasn't even like, okay. Anyways, actually flying back home now, and she literally left me. This lady left me. Are you saying everything good, eh? She literally left me to go to the airport by myself, left me to go through the airport by myself. And like I just thank God that my parents was there, because I really didn't know what I would have done. I in the airport trying to take shit out my bag, because like it was just a whole lot. Like I had to go through the airport and like try to figure out what I'm gonna do with my stuff, because I had so much things and I couldn't go back with everything. So I literally there in the airport about to ball, because I like what to do. Like my anxiety was just like what to do, like what am I supposed to do. And then thankfully I saw my parents, and then there was just like I ended up flying back with them, and I was just thankful that I saw them, because like they really came through when I was literally by myself alone. But yeah, after this I was just like, I'm not doing any more shows, because I was not even supposed to do the Navy show. That was supposed to go to the first runner-up, so I didn't have to do it. I really didn't care. I couldn't care less if I did it or not. In my head I was just like, I was already getting ridiculed. People was already talking a lot of crazy things about me and saying the worst. So it's like, what really could happen? Like what's the worst that could even happen? Like what more they could say that they haven't even said already, you know? I messaged my chaperone and I'm like, I'm not doing any more shows. Of course she ignored me, because she ignored me real bad. But when I came down, we talked about it. I ended up making sure that I even went to therapy, because like she knew what was happening, and she knew how I think everybody knew how bad it was. Everybody around me knew how bad it was. I ended up going to therapy, diagnosed with a nice hefty concoction of things. And at this point, I think my medications had me thinking like I was Superwoman at this, like, I don't know, like I felt like I could do anything. After that, I was just like, you know what, let me just try and see. Like, let me just try again. But like, I really enjoyed Nevis though. It wasn't too much going on. It wasn't a lot. The energy was different. The energy was way calmer. I actually had my chaperone with me, so I was feeling really good. And I think I feel like I did better there. I mean, when we went to the show, I remember we had practice. Yo, yeah, bullied me real bad. I remember we had practice for the opening, and I remember I went to the man who ended up being a judge. I went to the man, the choreographer, and I was like, he had us doing some shimmy something, and I'm just like, you really can, like, we can do something better than this, like. And he was like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. And I'm just like, oh. I was just like, okay. And then he ended up being a judge, so I was like, yikes. But anyways, y'all ate me up yet again when I went to the opening, and I think I said Sweet Sugar City, and I didn't say St. Kitts, and I was just like, oof, I can't catch a break at this point. Like, y'all on me. Night of the show, that was the most fun I've had. Like, my whole pageant experience, like Nevis, was just so fun. Like, and then I remember the night of the show, we had a costume segment. Like, the first segment was costume segment, everybody on the stage dancing, and I'm just like, I dancing too, you know, going through the motions. And then we on the stage for a good 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes. Like, it was long. It was really long, and I already can't breathe properly. I there watching my chaperone, and I'm like, Janet, I told you. And they're dancing, and I'm like, I told you. It was so funny. It was literally so funny. Like, I enjoyed. Like, I really did enjoy it. Like, it was fun. It was really fun. I had a different intro to say. Literally, Freud kicked my ass again. Didn't say anything. I think I answered the question good enough. I remember I was in the audience now, and I was watching him. He had a man right there, and he was like, keep going, and I was just like, babe. And then I just kept, like, I paused, and I just catch up myself real quick, and I think I went through it. I think I did okay. I wasn't too crazy with it, but I think I did okay. I went through my talent without a hitch. I think it was cool. Went to evening meal. I really enjoyed that show. But then after that, like, when they calling out the top 5 now, me and my chaperone literally just pack up and left. We literally packed up and left after that. Like, after I wasn't in the top 5, I was behind there, like, my chaperone mad, like, my chaperone literally wakes, you know. But I was just like, me not even mad. I was just like, thank God I get to go home. Like, I was just here for the experience. I was just here for the vibes, honestly. Like, I remember, you know, going back to the hotel, you know, my chaperone and everybody else literally going back and forth, and I just like, this lady funny as hell. Like, I literally for the whole entire night I cracking up because sis was on a war path. She literally was defending me for real, like, and I just in the room like dying with laughter, because like, wow, they really did deserve to place. I don't know who came second one up. I don't remember who came second one up. It's like, I don't even think I even went to that show for me. Like, I was literally done with pageantry after Antigua. Like one thing I could say is, like, watching how JC's treated their queen, like, you could tell, like, they really cared. Like, the organization really cared. Like, somebody was just peeping everything, and it's just like, it was completely different. Like, I was honestly really shocked, to be honest. Like, it was really different. Though the experience wasn't for me, it was nice to have it was cool. And I think like after those shows, things just started to get even more weird. Like I started to really feel like an outcast, like I was nothing. I mean, may really matter, but then like I felt like I really didn't matter, if you know what I mean. But my thing is, even when I got invited to events or places, I still showed up because I never wanted it to be a thing as though, oh, we invited her somewhere and she decided not to come. Like I just didn't want to be labeled as difficult. I mean, I ended up being labeled as so I mean, I didn't need to be there. I still showed up because I genuinely cared about the title. Like it act like I wanted it to mean something more than what it did, and that just wasn't the case, you know. I was told that things was gonna change. My last couple of months of my reign was gonna actually mean something. So then after you constantly messaging somebody stating how disappointed you are with how your reign going, and this, to keep getting constantly ignored, to keep getting overlooked, to keep feeling like you're an outcast, as though what you saying don't matter, has no weight. Like I was just so exhausted at this point. I felt like I was literally constantly begging to be heard and to be seen, and it just gave off the impression as though we'll just call you when we need you again in December. Like that's just what the whole experience was giving. I really wanted my reign to mean something. I literally had things planned out that I wanted to do, and I went seeking help to get these things done because, as I said, I'm new to this world. I don't know anything about anything, and I had a lot of plans to try to develop my platform and to do a bunch of things, and I actually reached out for the help. I tried to get people involved because like it was always go to this person, go to that person. I know I had to go to them to get approval. I made sure that I reached out to the appropriate channels to make sure that, hey, this is what I want to do, how can we make this happen? And I got ignored. Nobody cared. I kept saying things and I just bringing up things. I kept saying things and nobody cared to respond. Nobody cared to try to see how they could make things better. And yeah, that's just what it was. And I didn't do my final walk because I just didn't want to. I think after the year that I had, after everything that felt like it was, everything that was done to me, everything that felt like it was done to me on purpose, I was just like, okay, y'all really need me for this? I'm not gonna show up. I'm not gonna do it. I was done. Like I was literally done with pageantry. And my thing is coming to you about the same thing over and over, and you choose not to acknowledge it or not to try make it a difference or change things. Ain't no reason I should feel so inferior. It was no reason to feel so, and I kept feeling like that. So I was done. I was just done. And I hate when people sit here and ask me about my experience. I hate thinking about it because that was the most traumatizing moment of my life, and to be a part of an organization that doesn't care, it don't feel good. It never felt good until this day. It's been a whole year, almost a whole year, and that shit still traumatized me till this day. I still haven't been able to get over it, but at the same time I'm still thankful for the opportunity because it turned me into such a different person. Like I'm not the same girl that I was 2 years ago, and for that I appreciate that, you know. I'm not even upset about it, and I am upset, but I'm literally learning to just move past it and just move on from this. Like I understand that I had a really bad inconsistent year, and I think everybody knew. Like literally everybody around me knew what was happening and how I felt, and because I kept voicing my opinion, because I kept trying to be heard, it was just not received by who was supposed to get it, you know. I kept trying to do my best. I kept trying to do as much as I can, but the energy was just not reciprocated, and it just felt like I was fighting a losing battle at this point. It literally felt like I was bugging the entire year. Like I felt like I was going crazy. I was just looking forward to December to hurry up come so that I don't have to be this pretentious person anymore, because that's not who I am, and that's never who I ever want to be. And I get that having this, you have to learn to do that, and I just think that I was just not good at it. I literally said how I felt constantly, and I guess it rubbed people the wrong way, and they didn't want to hear that I was having a terrible time. They didn't care enough. They didn't genuinely care enough to do something about it either. We had to realize, like, I'm not the only queen that felt this way. I'm not the only queen that's ever dealt with this inconsistency. Like, it's happened to other people as well, and I think that it's quite unfortunate, because my thing is people going through this after me, wanting to do this, and ever have to experience a year I did. I ever have to. I'm cool with being patient zero, you know. like we had to test the waters out, and it's quite unfortunate that things happen how it happened for me, but I really don't want, like, nobody deserves to go through this. Like, a lot of things could have been prevented, a lot of things could have been done, and I just want it to be better for the next person coming after me. If there's one thing that I learned from this entire experience, is I learned to have tougher skin. I feel like I came up like being a warrior now. Like, I feel like I can't be moved very much. I totally had to learn to just always speak up for yourself. Like, nobody gonna go as hard for you as you, and even if they don't hear you or see you, still make your voice known, still say how you feel, just continue being you. That's about it. I really hope that they really do the work to actually care about the experience. I mean, you go through all of this and still not enjoy your win. Like, it's really disappointing to have to work this hard and for your year to not amount to anything. But recognizing the faults and working towards changing them, so that year after year the show could actually progress and the girls could really develop into something more, not for them to just be prepared for whatever comes after. Yeah, that's basically it. I think I've said a lot. I think I'm done. Thank you guys for watching this video. I tried to stay as much as I could. Y'all are really eating me up, so I really trying to just not do too much. But this was just my experience. I didn't enjoy my experience, but I really hope that things change, and I really hope that they don't ever have another inconsistent year, and that things just get better and better from here on out. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't eat me up too much. Yeah, this girl said crash and burn is crazy. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, be nice.